You sit in silence, mind racing with plans, memories, strategies, rehearsals for conversations that haven't yet happened and outcomes you may never face. And while all this inner noise builds the present moment, quietly bleeds out at your feet. Marcus Aurelius would not tell you to ignore your thoughts. He would tell you to stop letting them dominate the very breath you're reliving in, because no thought ever kept time from passing, and no intention ever delayed a sunset. We call it being careful or being responsible, but often it's just dressed-up hesitation, fear of being seen trying, fear of choosing poorly, fear of owning the seconds we claim to value while secretly waiting for a better version of now. Every second you hesitate becomes a second that never returns. And every moment spent mentally pacing in circles is a step away from a life you're supposed to be actively living, not just drafting in your head. The tragedy isn't that time passes. It is that we act like it doesn't matter until it is gone, and we only notice its weight when we realize we've spent more of it thinking about life than actually participating in it. Marcus Aurelius believed that your time is your most sacred possession, not because it can be saved or stored, but because it is the only currency of existence. And once it's gone, nothing can buy it back. You say you'll call them tomorrow, you'll take that risk next month, you'll slow down after this deadline. But time is not waiting for your clarity, and every delay you justify will become a regret you wear. We walk through life like we're re-rehearsing for the real thing. But this is the real thing, and it's happening with or without your permission, your attention, or your mental readiness. Every second you spend over-analyzing the future is a second you steal from the present, and when that becomes a habit, you lose your ability to live at all. We fear action, so we trade it for rumination. We fear pain, so we rehearse it endlessly in our minds. We fear death, so we avoid the present where life is actually happening. But in doing so, we let fear lead us into the very void we were trying to avoid, a slow, numb drift into distraction where time passes but nothing truly happens. Marcus wrote in his meditations, not for an audience, but for himself, to remind his own mind to stay grounded in the moment, to be deliberate, to act without overcomplicating, to be alive now. And that is the point. The present isn't to just this second. It is the arena where all your potential either lives or dies, depending on whether you're bold enough to act or just keep preparing. We believe we're being wise by thinking it all through. But the truth is, the mind can't solve what only experience can teach, and no amount of thought will substitute for presence. You don't need more time. You need to stop wasting the time you already have, imagining a future you may never reach, while ignoring the life that's asking you to show up. You've made a habit of waiting for clarity, for motivation, for certainty. But clarity comes through action, not before it. Confidence is built by moving, not thinking. You think you're protecting yourself by waiting, but you're abandoning your own life in the process, watching it fade like mist while you draft perfect sentences you'll never speak. There's nothing noble about overthinking. There's nothing impressive about hesitation. There is nothing honorable about losing hours to the illusion of preparation while the world spins on without you. Marcus knew that to live with integrity meant to live with urgency, not panic, not recklessness, but the quiet courage to treat now as sacred, not disposable. And so he repeated to himself, "You could leave life right now." Let that determine what you do, say, and think. Not because death is a threat, but because it clarifies, because knowing it ends makes the seconds in front of you priceless. How would your life change if you believed that each breath was your last? Not in despair, but in gratitude. Would you still wait to tell the truth? Would you still scroll past your own reflection? Would you still avoid the uncomfortable but important conversations? Would you still talk yourself out of joy, out of presence, out of loving deeply? You think you have time, but the truth is you don't have time, you only have this. And the more you try to protect yourself from the vulnerability of now, the more life will pass you by, untouched, unclaimed, unlived. You are not overwhelmed because you have too much to do. You are overwhelmed because you are trying to live in every hypothetical at once and forgetting that reality only exists in the now. The future is not a place. It is a concept. The present is not a promise. It is your inheritance, and you are spending it with every breath, whether you notice or not. Your to-do list will never end. Your inbox will never be empty. Your schedule will never be clean enough to make you feel ready. But life doesn't start when you feel ready. It starts when you stop waiting to feel safe. Marcus would tell you, show up anyway, be uncomfortable anyway, begin anyway. There is no better time. There is only time, and it is being spent. The next hour will pass regardless of your intentions. The question is, will you be present for it, or will you outsource your soul to overthinking? Stop apologizing for being human. Stop delaying your own presence. Stop negotiating with the moment. Act, speak, love, be afraid but be present. Fail but be here for it. Because the present is dying while you think, and if you want to honor your time, you don't have to master it. You just have to inhabit it. Not tomorrow, not next year, now, because now is the only thing that ever loved you back, and it won to wait forever.